It's not every week we get back-to-back Nintendo Directs. I mean, technically, it's not even this week. We had 2 separate weeks. You know what I mean.
What the hell was that?
Alright, settle down, Dante. Settle down, Konami Dante.
As I say, I still need to watch the show.
I haven't seen any of it. Anyways, welcome to Under the... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
As I say, I've only seen bits and pieces of the show online. Welcome to Under the Bridge, everybody.
Oh, sure, steal my thing because I stopped to let you do your thing. Fine, but welcome to Under the Bridge. I'm Cody, aka the Scarlet Troll, pronouns he, him.
And I am Greg, aka Greg, also pronouns he, him.
And this is our podcast where we talk news of the pop culture variety. Sometimes comic news, sometimes gaming news, pretty much always movie news, and also pretty much always a movie review. So make sure to ring the like button, smash that bell, and share the video around if you're into that sort of thing, because it really helps us out, and we appreciate it, and I wish I could remember to do this earlier in the Cinema Synergy episodes.
And how is this Ghostbusters 2?
I don't want Fitzsimmons making any modifications like a damn fish tank.
Alright, we need to kill the fish tank. You can't see it because it's a radio format show, but I did just do the thing of talking into my wrist.
Nice. Well done.
Hmm.
So we do have to start off on some sad news. The passing of a real legend of the screen, Val Kilmer.
Indeed. I mean, all losses are gonna hit hard, but this is a particularly large one, I would say.
Yeah, especially because 65. God damn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's, relatively speaking, that really isn't that old.
The really funny thing is, you would expect, given our proclivities and personal preferences as far as movies go, that you would be mourning the loss of Iceman, and I would be mourning the loss of one of the many Batmen. But the funny thing is, I don't know for sure that I've ever actually seen Batman Forever all the way through.
Nice. So
I'm actually mourning the loss of Moses from the Prince of Egypt and also Iceman.
Nice. The dude's filmography is actually a little insane. Obviously, the Top Gun movies are a big one, Batman is a big one, and just a million and one other things that this dude has been in for a career spanning over 40 years.
He was in Heat, he was in Stone, Willow, The Island of Dr. Moreau.
Yeah.
Good God.
Going to Heat real quick, I still haven't sat down to watch Heat, or at least not watch it in full, but it really is a thing of, if you want to see one of the best gunfights in any movie ever, the main gunfight that happens after the bank robbery in Heat is actually insane. And apparently, it's so realistic and true to form that that gunfight is used in military training.
Damn.
As far as weapon handling and being able to switch targets in the middle of like a multi-pronged gunfight. It's completely insane how crazy that scene goes.
Hell yeah. There's also The Love Guru, Nevermind.
Wait, is Nevermind the name of a different movie?
No, I was talking about the fact that The Love Guru is not a good movie.
Oh, fair. I've never seen it, so I can't comment.
It was part of Mike Myers' Downward Spiral, along with The Cat in the Hat. You remember that one?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was not a good film.
Boy, imagine if we ever have an opportunity to do that for a Cinema Synergy episode.
I don't know if I have that in me, honestly.
What could they possibly do? Who directed that?
Mm-hmm.
Who the hell is Bo Welch?
That's...
Well, he did not direct a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. That's not important. The important part is, as with all things, condolences to Val Kilmer's family and friends, the people who actually knew him and are therefore mourning the loss of something tangible and real to them instead of us who are just going, yeah, we appreciate this man's craft and the loss that his death represents to that field. Which, I don't want to say doesn't matter, but it certainly matters significantly less.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go to Nintendo.
Let's go to Nintendo indeed.
Because we got a direct for the Nintendo Switch 2!
Yeah, it looks good. It does look good.
Fine.
Yeah, it looks decent on the whole. Are either of us going to buy the system day one?
No.
No. No, absolutely not.
I've got an anime convention late July. I need to be saving up money. I'm not dropping $450 on a Switch 2 yet.
Yeah. Kind of talking about the system, It's bigger, but not thicker, so it is not extra thick. They've showed that it has, like, it's still an LCD screen for some reason.
It's coming out June 5th. Very surprising.
Yeah, though the fact that it's launching 2 months from now is actually a little insane. 256GB storage, the whole magnetic Joy-Con thing, which...
Those are gonna break.
I 100% believe that's going to be the main failure point on this console, without a shadow of a doubt.
Especially because you can now use it like a mouse, so just take that magnetic strip, just rub it all over everything. That's not gonna wear it down at all.
Yeah, it's the gif of the little girl rubbing her middle finger in her brother's face, although instead of her middle finger, it's just a Nintendo Switch mouse. Yeah, so we got that. And you would think, with the announcement of all this hardware stuff and the fact that the Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons function as a mouse, that, hey, there's some interesting game choices they could bring back. Or one particular thing from Super Nintendo jail, Mario Paint. Nope! No Mario Paint!
I'm not surprised. I'm not mourning it.
To me, it feels like an easy pick. I still maintain it's just, that's such an easy pick, y'all. This is the company who brought back Detective Famicom Club.
I feel like Mario Paint is what they do in year 3 or 4 of the Switch 2's life cycle. Once discussion starts dying down, then they just go, hey guys, BAM! Mario Paint! What do you think now, assholes?
I can see that.
Now, what I find surprising is that apparently this will be able to play games at up to 120 frames per second for 5 seconds.
Yeah, as I say, when they showed that, I'm like, cool. I personally don't care. Like,
I'm sure that will last.
Yeah, it's a thing of, first off, I don't expect that to be consistent amongst multiple games. I expect there to be edge cases, and I expect most of those edge cases to only be within first-party titles. Things like any third-party games, probably not going to get that.
I will take 30. I will take a consistent 30. I do not need 120. I don't need you to try to push the envelope. You can't fucking do it.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, I am very much someone who does understand, like, the need for 60 FPS. Like, 60 FPS is genuinely extremely nice and a major difference, but I don't require it. And I definitely don't require 120 frames. So the uninitiated at home, if it's not obvious, neither of us are PC gamers, but even still, it's a thing of, like, I don't really need that high a frame rate because I don't see it myself. Unless I'm playing, like, online competitive shooters or something like that, that level of frame rate is not going to make a big deal in my gaming experience. Hell, I still own and regularly play a PlayStation 2, so I definitely do not require 120 frames to be happy.
Nah. What I do want is no drops. I don't want frame rate drops. If the game is supposed to run at a specific frame rate, I want it to stick with that and not start chugging. I'm looking at you, Scarlet and Violet! I don't know where that came from. Yes, I do. I'm sorry, I'm not.
I mean, they showed the Nintendo Switch 2 version of Pokemon Za, and it's like, wow, this actually looks like a fully realized game, graphically.
I'm so torn. Because whether I get the Switch version or the Switch 2 version will probably depend on if I can get my mitts on a Switch 2 by the time that game launches. Because my desire to have a complete National Dex / do whatever shiny hunting shenanigans you can do in this game right off the bat is strong. But I'd rather the game runs.
Fair. Or you could do something nuts and play an actually good game. Like No Sleep for Konami Date, or The Duskbloods, which is apparently a Nintendo Switch 2 only From Software game, which is an insane statement.
That is absolutely not Bloodborne 2.
Yeah, definitely not.
We've been dancing around it, but the real highlight, the real headline, the future is here and now, because ladies, gentlemen, non-binary, and whatever else you want to identify as, Game Chat is here! There's a C button!
There's a C button! It really was nuts how much they were hyping that up. I always watch, like, game shows whenever I can, as far as new announcements. And when they showed the whole Game Chat thing, I'm just like, cool! The biggest thing to the Switch 2! A feature that in some way has been present in the gaming community for the last 15 plus years.
2012 call, they want you to go to the premiere of the Avengers.
Yeah, it's just a thing of, oh my god. Caveat. There's a YouTube channel I know I've talked about on the show before called Racevic, and he did a video talking about missing features in racing games and the problem with racing games in particular. One of the things he jumped on were how so many newer racing games don't have private lobbies, and he goes, you know what game had private lobbies? Halo on the original Xbox.
Dang.
And that's where my brain went with that. It's like, because you know what else had game chat? Halo on the original Xbox.
Yep.
Oh, God.
No, I don't get me wrong, I'm glad that there's chat. I'm not too glad about that screen share thing, because it runs like ass.
It looks like it runs like ass. They straight up ripped off Discord. It feels like between like the way it's presented and the UI, I don't know if it was like a pre-production like version of the whole thing that they showed, but it really is a similar setup to Discord.
Yeah, no. But it's mostly just funny to watch them keep harping on about this thing that everybody else has been doing for ages. Just, hey kids, I finally figured out how to make one of them TikToks!
Yeah. Nintendo execs was like, you know what we need to sell our console? Vehicles for unabashed, unfiltered, insane toxicity on the internet. What could possibly go wrong?
Oh, I can't wait to curse people out in Mario Kart World. What are you talking about?
Dude, I'm so glad they're not launching a Smash Brothers at the same time with this system, because
God.
Vitriol would be insane.
No. So I do want to talk about the having announced Mario Kart World officially, the fact that it is apparently an $80 game, which some people are getting very upset about.
Yeah.
I want to point out, adjusted for inflation, video games actually are pretty... What's the word I'm looking for? They're pretty stagnant in terms of price. Yeah. Their price relative to what money was worth at the time that they released has not actually gone up all that much. I'm still gonna give games like Pokemon shit because it's the highest grossing multimedia franchise on the planet, and if you're gonna charge me extra money for it, I'm going to expect some extra performance to come with it.
I feel like the issue there is that, because there's pamphlets from the 80s and 90s for NES games and SNES games and whatnot, and showing that some of these games were $70, $80, even $90 back in the day.
Or the equivalent thereof.
Yeah. But I think the issue in that aspect, when people use it as a comparison, is that at that period, your dollar definitely reached a lot farther than it does now.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's the same price, but I think people are more like, yeah, but that dollar has a lot more weight to it now than it did in the 90s.
Right. And don't get me wrong. I don't mean to excuse it, especially when... With Nintendo in particular, I feel like it's excusable because Nintendo's executives have indicated a willingness to take a hit on the chin when their stuff underperforms. So...
See the new 3DS.
Wii U.
Well, also the 3DS, because wasn't it a whole thing of Nintendo got a lot of crap for the 3DS because the system launched with pretty much no games for it, and everyone just went, what the fuck are you doing?
But the Wii U was the bigger problem, because the 3DS at least found an install base, the Wii U did not. So, in this day and age where clearly a lot of game developers are getting underpaid and need to make more money, yes, the obvious solution is you start slashing executive salaries, but realistically speaking, none of them are going to opt to do that, except at Nintendo, so I'll give them a little bit of slack for that. And in that instance, the best way to make up that difference is you start charging a little more for the games. So, I'll give some of them a pass. I'll give Mario Kart a little bit of a pass. I'll give the Switch 2 editions a little bit of a pass, mostly because you're not just paying for graphical updates, you're paying for extra content that comes with it. That's that's interesting.
Yeah. The only thing that kind of bugs me a little bit as far as the pricing in that is, one of the things they also announced is that digital games are going to have separate pricing. And while they are cheaper than the physical games, they're not cheaper by that much. Like, they're still pretty pricey.
Yeah.
So some of the argument at that point is, because it's like it makes sense for digital games to be cheaper than physical games because you don't have to worry about box or the materials to make the box or the card or the art or anything like that.
But when you don't have to make up manufacturing costs, and also I as the consumer am revoking my right to say I actually own the game, because since it's digital you could theoretically revoke it anytime you fucking want, I would expect it to be significantly cheaper.
Yeah, not like $10, $15.
And also, where I will not excuse you, Nintendo, is charging money for a goddamn tech demo.
That was a thing where, when they showed that, I cannot express adequately how disappointed I was, because they were showing, oh god, what is this tech demo even called again?
Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour.
Yeah, and it's a thing of the way they show it, they show your, what I'm assuming is the Switch 2's Mii avatar, exploring the Switch console, going like different parts of it, and it shows how different parts of the Switch 2 work, and how certain parts of the whole thing can be used to show off teasers of games that are coming out. Now, when this is shown, I'm like, wait, is this going to be PlayStation Home for the Switch 2? Oh, that would be awesome, because even though I did not use a lot of PlayStation Home when it was active on PS3, I still really liked it, and I thought it was a really good way to kind of get community involvement, get people like interact with each other. I do distinctly remember a year where I think Sony actually broadcasted an E3 show on PlayStation Home, and people could go to the PlayStation Home app and go with their avatar to like the main hub of PlayStation Home and watch E3 with a bunch of other people. And it's
That's pretty cool.
That's really cool. That's really awesome. It'd be really cool if this was a cool way for Nintendo to do that kind of thing and show Nintendo Directs on this app. This would be fantastic. Paid download.
Paid digital title. Go fuck yourselves.
And I'm just like, you have actually got to be... You're going to make people pay for this software demo of your console. Astro Bot is included with every PlayStation 4 and 5 console that you buy.
Insanity.
That is actually insane. Not as insane. This is something that I personally find infuriating, because people who have been on this show for a while know how much I've been wanting this. Not as insane as the fact that Nintendo is getting Final Fantasy VII Remake before Xbox.
That's pretty funny.
It's really goddamn funny, but when I watched the show, I did audibly yell out, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Don't get me wrong, I get that Xbox is kind of a sinking ship right now, but it was a thing of when I saw it, like, are you fucking kidding me? Nintendo's getting this before Xbox. It's a thing of, like, I was tilted, but in hindsight, it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it is. We're also getting GameCube games for the Switch Online, which...
And we're getting some heavy fucking hitters, too.
Yeah, Wind Waker, Soul Calibur 2, F-Zero GX, Pokemon XD, and Coliseum? Just getting Pokemon games with actual regular battling mechanics on Nintendo Switch Online. I know they're not main series games, like, we're not getting Pokemon Red or Blue or Gold or Crystal, which also, why the fuck not, but the fact that we're getting as close to main series games as you can get on Switch Online is just wacky to me.
And not only that, but we're getting a new GameCube controller made for the Switch 2. And it has a C button!
It's got that C button!
C button, y'all!
Also, Hogwarts Legacy button.
Yes indeed.
Oh, God. I don't really care. They're still trying to make us believe that Metroid Prime 4 and Silk Song are coming out. I respect the dedication to the bit. It's really funny.
It is very funny indeed.
Also worth noting, at least to me, we're getting Hyrule Warriors. We're still not done jerking you around on those.
Yeah.
Now Age of Imprisonment, which is apparently the actual what was happening when Zelda was stuck in the past. We swear, guys, it's not going to be like Age of Calamity, where we said this was a prequel and then it turns out, oh nope, time travel, alternate timeline. Fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't be that mad about it, but I genuinely was looking forward to the tragic end where all the champions die. I think they could have I think they could have wrung some real emotion out of it, and instead, nah, that's fucking fuck you.
It is a thing of, it's one of those minor things that bug me, but it is a deal of I'm watching this trailer, because I've never played any of the Hyrule Warriors games, and it's a thing of like, they're talking about this War of Imprisonment. I'm like, wow, you know what? War of Imprisonment would be a good subtitle, because I did put together pretty quickly, it's like, this is a Hyrule Warriors game, and it's like, Hyrule Warriors, Age of Imprisonment. I'm like, that is So much worse.
They're doing it because so it can fall from Age of Calamity, but Hyrule Warriors The Imprisoning War is right there. The Imprisoning War is it's a recurring allusion in fucking Zelda, alright? So you could have done that. Fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah.
We also gotta look at Masahiro Sakurai's new game, Kirby Air Riders.
Which I was not expecting. Because initially they showed, like, the way that Kirby's star kind of flashes, like, oh god, we're getting another Smash Brothers. Okay, it's Kirby on a star that doesn't exactly knock out Smash Brothers. And then the star gets fucking jet thrusters. I'm like, wait, is this Kirby Air Ride? Because I never played Kirby Air Ride. I barely know anything about it.
We gotta fix that. As soon as the streaming equipment's back up, Kirby Air Ride.
Yeah, but it is a thing of, holy fuck, it's Kirby Air Ride. And then it's just like Kirby Air Riders. Alright. And it's also a Sakurai game. Okay, this is pretty encouraging.
Hell
Again,
yeah.
I have no frame of reference when it comes to Kirby Air Ride, but if this game gets as much dedication from Sakurai as his team as they did with Smash Brothers, it's gonna be a really good fucking game.
Yeah, it is. And then the final announcement, unless you've got anything else.
Borderlands 4 jump scare.
Yep. Fucking Randy.
Randy Pitchford jump scare. As a good friend of ours would put it. Because I feel like there was one other thing from the show that did kind of...
Damon X Machina sequel?
Yeah, that's... I'm a little on the fence about that one. Because for the uninitiated, Damon X Machina is actually a... If you look at the combat and think this looks like Armored Core, you get a cookie. Because the game is made by a studio comprised of people who used to work with From Software on the Armored Core games. And they left FromSoft to make their own studio. Except with this one... Now granted, I still need to finish the first Damon X Machina, so there might be a connection I'm missing. But it does kind of lose me a little bit because instead of like the mecha, it seems customizable power armor. Which still looks cool. And I'm interested in the game, but I'm just like, oh, that's not the same. That's not the same at all.
Oh, look at Mr. It's Not Armored Core over here. Yes, it's a different game. That's the whole point.
Yeah, I know. It is the thing of like, look, I understand that this game is ostensibly Armored Core at home, but it was cool having a proper, air quotes, Armored Core game on Switch. Mostly just because there is one character, I barely played the game, but there's one character who I just keep on making fun of because he talks about justice a lot. Because his whole thing is, in our role, we are harbingers of justice. And I'm like, you're a fucking mercenary. Shut the fuck up.
Anyways, I got my own Weenie Hut Jr. nitpick, which is that I hate Donkey Kong's new design and I hate that he's wearing pants. He should not wear pants.
I don't hate either of those, personally. I understand the dislike for the design, especially since it is a thing where they're clearly trying to make him look like the character design in the movies.
If he does a Seth Rogen laugh, I don't like that my immediate next joke after I decide to censor one because I don't want to jokingly or otherwise threaten violence against anybody is I'm going to set myself on fire.
That's not a good segue. That's not better, Cody. That is not better at all.
Donkey Kong Bonanza!
Donkey Kong Bonanza. It's fire. How fire is it? Ask Cody. I'm on fire!
We finally have it! Donkey Kong 65!
Yeah.
It does exist! The legends were true! The Kong prophecy is at hand! I can't fucking believe it!
But does it require an expansion pack, though, so it doesn't crash your console?
Maybe! I don't know!
Hmm.
But aside from Donkey Kong's design, it looks good, too!
It does look good gameplay-wise.
Hell yeah!
Just from the fact that it seems like you can destroy everything in your path.
He's just running around smashing shit!
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah!
Let me smash, please.
Damn.
Alright.
All in all, this has been a real roller coaster of a direct.
It was a real roller coaster of a direct. There was something... I don't remember if it was DK Donkey Kong, but there was something that you got particularly tilted on, and it was very unfortunate the timing of it because I was taking a phone call.
Oh, dang, yeah. I don't remember what it was either.
But it was a thing of like, I was taking a phone call while me and our friend Anthony were watching, and the person on the other side was extremely confused, and I just told them, I wish you could see Cody's face right now.
Oh well, we've spent enough time on this. It's been almost 30 minutes of recording time.
Oh
Yeah.
jeez.
We're gonna speed run the rest of this news.
Alright.
So, we're apparently getting, at Netflix, a Once Upon a Time in Hollywood sequel.
Oh god, really?
Still starring Brad Pitt, but directed by David Fincher.
Is Tarantino involved at all?
He is writing the script.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, apparently this is going to be following Cliff Booth, Brad Pitt's stuntman character, which...
Okay.
Alright. Has there ever been a sequel this much later to a Tarantino thing? I mean, Kill Bill Volume 2, but...
Well, that movie came out in, 2017?
I want to say 2019?
Hmm.
I want to say... I feel like Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2 were not... They were almost simultaneous. They were 6 months apart.
Right.
I don't know how I feel about this, I'll admit.
Hmm.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is one of my favorite Tarantino movies, but...
Yeah, same.
But a follow-up, I don't know.
I don't see the need for it.
I kind of like the idea of being able to envision the golden age of Hollywood that would have resulted if Sharon Tate hadn't been brutally murdered by the Manson family.
Mm-hmm.
And exploring it feels like it takes away some of the mystique.
Yeah.
But to be fair, allo-historical exploration has never really been the intended purpose of any of these movies, even though a lot of them are set in the same verse. It's just a matter of justifying why everybody sounds like Quentin Tarantino wrote their dialogue.
Right.
So that's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll see how that goes. David Fincher's a good director, though, so I mean...
It's not the worst thing ever.
No, this has potential. This definitely has potential. Yeah. We got a bunch of John Wick announcements.
Wait, multiple?
Multiple.
Really? Okay.
Hold on to your butts.
Mm.
They are making an animated prequel movie where Keanu Reeves is expected to return and voice the character and will apparently depict the impossible task that John completed to get himself free of the high table.
Oh, that's disappointing.
I know, right?
Because it's one of those things with how much mystique there is around that impossible job, I feel like there is almost nothing that they could depict that would do that whole thing justice. Because that's been, honestly, one of the big catalysts of the entire series, is this crazy thing that he did to kind of get a normal life. And part of his fight throughout these movies is to maybe have a slim hope of returning to some normal life. So, yeah, just depicting the big job is... I don't think that's going to work, honestly.
I will give it a little bit of credit. The fact that it's animated gives me some hope that they can do a bunch of wacky shit that they wouldn't be able to do either because of live action restrictions or because Keanu Reeves is, I believe, pushing 50 at this point. So...
Right.
I'll give them that. If this is absolutely balls to the wall, because it's really hard to top some of the shit they've done in other John Wick movies.
Yeah, honestly, in live action.
Yeah. Animated, they might be able to pull it off, and I feel like that kind of escalation is important for a feature like this, both because you have to justify its existence and live up to the hype, but also because since it's an animated prequel that is followed by John being out of the game for years, you can very easily justify, well, why didn't he do any of this shit in any of the other movies with, because he's out of practice.
Right.
And he's pushing 50, I think.
Yeah.
More disappointingly, even, unfortunately, is the fact that John Wick Chapter 5 has officially been confirmed.
But why, though?
I know, right? I mean, Chad Stahelski is still directing and producing, so it's in good hands. It's not like they're making it just for the sake of making it, and the original director left, so they got some other chump to do it. So I'll give them that. But
yeah.
Why?
The ending of that movie was solid. It was pretty definitive. Or at least it's definitive on John Wick's side. It does have a little bit of setup for other characters.
And I know technically it doesn't actually show him die, so it's just ambiguous enough that you could say, well, it's a metaphorical death. It's him leaving this stage of his fight with the high table behind him and starting anew. But I find it really satisfying if he actually died and found peace that way. Because that seems to be what the movies were building up to, that is the only way he will actually know peace now that Helen is gone.
Yeah.
So, damn it! Damn it!
Yeah, no.
Fuck!
I mean, it'll probably be a good time, or at least a good time to watch. I wonder, I can only imagine that with Ballerina coming out, maybe it'll give some extra details to work with that kind of paint the picture for Chapter 5.
Maybe, but that's set I think that's set during or between 2 and 3, so... That'd be a little hard to do. I can't shake the feeling, and is it weird that I feel like this will probably be better than Toy Story 4? But This feels like it's in the same boat.
That's a comparison. It's like, is this Guns movie going to be better than Toy Story 4?
No, but hear me out. Like, a lot of my disappointment with Toy Story 4 is that it's not good enough to justify continuing the franchise past the basically perfect ending that was Toy Story 3.
Right.
And I'm worried John Wick Chapter 5 will do something similar. But, for all I know, I'm worrying for nothing. Because, I mean, this is the only completely solid film tetralogy I can think of.
Right.
Where there are 4 movies, and all of them are good. There is not a dud in the bunch. There are ones I like more than others, but they're all really good.
They're all very solid.
That's so hard to pull off.
Mm-hmm.
Even Avengers didn't really do it.
Yeah, no, Avengers, the movies in vacuums are all solid, but as a group.
If Avengers did it, they didn't do it as well. It's a lot more uneven.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways, I got one more bit of John Wick news, and that is that Donnie Yen is starring in and directing a spin-off about Kane.
Nice!
Yeah! I'm excited for that.
Yeah, that's something to look forward to.
Yeah, give Nobody one while you're at it.
Mm-hmm.
Not the Nobody Bob Odenkirk, but also that's getting a sequel, so, like, good? I know it's unconnected, but good, but I mean Nobody, the guy with the dog.
Yeah.
The guy who just says, nuts, and then the dog just bites the guy in the nuts.
Bite him in the nuts. Bite him in the nuts.
just the way he gives the Marquis de Gramont the runaround at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Forcing him to have a landline delivered to him on a platter so he can call and keep negotiating. Great.
Right.
So I wonder if this is going to be a sequel or a follow-up, or if this is going to be... Oh, apparently it is continuing his story arc where he's also free of his obligations to the High Table. Okay. So I guess he lives after Hiroyuki Sanada's daughter tries to kill him.
I can imagine so. It might be something where it's just focused on the two of them and their shenanigans, either together or against each other.
That'd be fun. I hope he doesn't have to kill her.
Mm-hmm.
At least not right at the start. That'd make it real hard to root for him.
Yeah.
John? You still alive?
Yeah.
I can feel in that scene John Wick fighting the urge to just go, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, do I tell him? I can't tell him. And then finally, I got a couple of Spider-Man updates.
Oh boy.
One of which is that we have a release date for the Never Gonna Happen Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, which I'm pretty sure was supposed to come out last year?
I saw how that turned out.
Hold on a second, when was this originally supposed to come out? Yeah, originally it was supposed to come out this is supposed to come out a year ago, originally.
Nice.
But, we now know that it is currently, we'll see how this goes, set for release on June 4th, 2027.
2027, really?
Yep. And
that's
you know what?
Long gap.
Take your fucking time. Don't push your artists too hard. Don't push your writers too hard. Take all the time you need to get this movie as good as you can. And once it's done, please, for the love of fucking God, never do another fucking Spider-Man multiverse movie again! And I really like the first one. And I think No Way Home is okay. And I think Across the Spider-Verse is honestly kind of infuriating, but once I get over my Weenie Hut Jr. nitpicks about how this movie does not understand Spider-Man as a concept, it's pretty fun.
Right.
But I'm sick of it! I'm sick of it! Spider-Man can't stub his toe anymore without going, oops, I'm in a multiverse, baby! Oh, hey, look, it's Dr. Michael Morbius! How's it going? Fuck! And I'm sure it'll be good. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
I'm getting all riled up about a movie that I'm sure is gonna be fine, maybe even great.
Yeah.
But here I am. It's the least interesting thing you can do with him as a multiverse, you know?
Yeah.
It's the least interesting thing. But in better news, I guess. It's not really news. I mean, I guess it's news, and it has some implications, but not as many as you think, because Marvel's definitely not against taking the title of a comic and some of the more superficial surface-level trappings and then completely reworking it, stares at Civil War and Secret Invasion. But...
Are you about to tell me they're gonna put Paul in Spider-Man 5?
No! I hope not. No! No, the title for Spider-Man 4, the upcoming MCU one, I'm not saying they're making a fourth one with Tobey Maguire, not that one. No, they're making a fourth Tom Holland one. And that was officially announced to have the title of Spider-Man Brand New Day.
It's a brand... Wait, hold on. How does that song go?
It's a brand new day, and the sun is high. All the birds are singing that you're gonna die.
Alright, cool.
I gotta show you Dr. Horrible sing-along blog at some point.
Mm-hmm.
It stars Neil Patrick Harris.
Oh, even better.
And Felicia Day.
Mm.
No, so Brand New Day is a significant title because that, in the comics, was the immediate run following One More Day, the controversial storyline where Spider-Man sells his marriage and either unborn or future daughter to Satan to save his dying aunt who got shot as a result of his own careless fuck-up throwing his lot in with Iron Man's Gestapo in Civil War. So...
Shot through the heart!
I don't think she got shot through the heart. Maybe she got shot through the heart. I don't know.
Mm.
I don't remember. Beat the shit out of Kingpin, though. Almost killed him.
Nice. I mean...
Spider-Man did, not Aunt May. That'd be really funny.
It's like, you shot my ass? Oh, well, you're gonna get it now.
Just hitting him with a purse over and over again.
Yeah, it's just like doing chip damage over time.
I'm just imagining the Aunt May from the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies, but she's hitting Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin. Ah, man, stop! Ah! That's enough!
No, I mean, God, learning about the inner details of that story and how we got to the current thing with Paul and MJ was a mistake.
One More Day is how it started. Paul is how it's going.
Yeah. It really is insane, that, too, about how not only did Aunt May get shot, Spider-Man went to Doctor Doom and
Doctor Strange.
All these overpowered people like, can you save my aunt? She got shot with a bullet. Nah, fam, there's something we can do. Bullets are outside of our wheelhouse.
What a stupid fucking comic.
9mm, I got you. But full 223, it's like, nah.
Spider-Man just goes, there's only one person left to go to. Goes to the Punisher.
Yeah.
Can you, talk to the bullet or something?
Can you namaste the bullet out of my dying aunt? It's like,
what do you think I do?
If they had done that, that would have been really funny, honestly.
Yeah. So Brand New Day does carry the implications of this is Spider-Man in his rebooted status quo after having erased his own identity to protect the multiverse, and now all of his loved ones are either dead or don't know who he is, so he's trying to make it on his own. Probably there's going to be a new supporting cast, and wacky shenanigans are going to ensue, and I swear to fuck if it's another multiverse movie...
Which it probably will be.
I'm going to do nothing, except gripe about it on the internet. Thanks for listening, everybody, by the way.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, let's go to trailer time.
Let's do trailer time.
It's trailer time again! We've got movie previews to watch! It's trailer time again! Alright, so we got a number of trailers. I cut a lot of them for time. One of which was we got a trailer for Bring Her Back. That looks proper spooky.
Yes.
We got a trailer for Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Looks, another one of these.
Yeah, it looks like another Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
We got a trailer for The Naked Gun, starring Liam Neeson, and I fucking hate it!
Why do you hate it?
It's too tongue-in-cheek. It's too silly. It's too nonsensical. It's too fucking ridiculous. There was something... Leslie Nielsen was really good at being utterly absurd and ridiculous, but without winking at the camera, and it was that sincerity that made those movies work. Here, they're breaking the fourth wall to go, I'm Lieutenant Frank Drebin, the new one. Just shut the fuck up!
So, is this related to the movie from the 80s?
Apparently, he's Leslie Nielsen's son, I guess? I don't know what they're gonna do with it, because there's that whole joke where it looks like everybody is the son of somebody from the earlier movies, because they're standing in front of that wall, all of them going, I miss you, Dad.
Oh, you know what? I guess that explains the joke, The Last Officer.
Yeah, Nordberg.
Yeah, because I've never seen the original movie, so I don't know what his deal is, or maybe it's like a deal with the actor who played him.
Oh, we gotta fix that. That was fucking funny. No, that was a really good one. I want to say his partner Nordberg either repeatedly got the shit beaten out of him, or he died?
Okay.
I do not I know he just repeatedly got the shit beaten out of him. Which is why his actor is looking at the camera shaking his head, because it's just like, that's not, no.
No.
God, I fucking hate it! It looks so
I don't feel like getting the shit kicked out of me.
It looks so dumb! You know what? I'm putting it on the list!
Alright.
It's going on the list!
Hmm.
I'm back from filming the third Naked Gun movie.
Right.
That's from the O.J. Simpson musical and Family Guy.
Did you just... yes.
That
was a... But that was also a cursed sentence that just came out of your mouth.
Yes, it was.
Oh,
I will not elaborate. No, this looks terrible, and I just wanted to espouse that. And it doesn't look terrible in the fun way, it looks terrible in the, you just couldn't leave well enough alone.
Oh god, no. Why would you expect such a thing?
But hey, speaking of not leaving well enough alone, how about Tron Ares?
Man, so I had weird whiplash watching this movie, or watching this trailer rather, because I remember seeing the original Tron, but just really not getting into it.
Right.
It did not pull me in at all.
And then Tron Legacy is much better.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen Legacy, admittedly.
You weren't there for that one, were you?
No, I was not.
Dang.
Yeah. And it is a thing of motorcycles with laser beams that cut cars in half behind them. Like, alright, that's pretty cool. And then Jared Leto shows up. I'm just like,
yeah, no.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
This trailer looked really interesting. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have some... on the one hand, elements of the grid leaking into the real world was kind of an inevitable conclusion of this franchise, but also it feels like an excuse to not have to blow as much money making the grid in terms of set design and what have you. So, it's a little bit of a mixed bag there. But watching this technology that clearly is not meant to be in the real world, interacting with it and causing mayhem, and clearly posing a danger, and it seems like there's some kind of sinister plan, potentially, with Kevin Flynn or Clue, who knows which one it is, all we know is it's Jeff Bridges again, and that all looks really interesting, and I'm digging the vibe. And then, Ares, I assume is his name, his helmet comes off, and what do I see? Dr. Michael Morbius, at your service! God fucking damn it!
Jared fucking Leto just like, oh fuck, why do you keep on getting roles?
And I knew it was coming! I knew he was in it!
Yeah, that took me out. And then at the end of it, they show with exclusive music from Nine Inch Nails. I'm like, God fucking damn it!
I knew he was starring in it! I knew it was him! And it still fucking felt like somebody slapped me in the face!
Yeah. Man, I'm getting whiplash from this. It's like, alright, don't care. Ooh, this is cool. Ah, fuck, Jared Leto. Oh, of course Nine Inch Nails is gonna be in this. So, fuck, I give a shit again. God damn it.
I know I've offered to sell my soul over a lot of things, but if I never had to see Jared Leto in a movie ever again, not as a result not of any real harm coming to him, but just as a result of him not being an actor anymore, I'd sell my soul in a heartbeat!
You would sell your soul to the devil in an effort to get rid of Jared Leto and to save Aunt May.
You can keep Aunt May. In fact, you know what? I'll sell my soul for Jared Leto's not in movies anymore, and you have to unfuck Spider-Man's life.
Did you say life or wife?
I said life.
Okay.
He doesn't have a wife anymore.
Yeah. I was to say, if you want that, then you gotta get rid of Paul, too.
And editorial. You know what? Also get Nick Lowe out of there. Get Nick Lowe out of the Spider-Man office. Put somebody in who won't immediately undo it. That's my terms and conditions. My soul's probably not worth that much, but those are my demands.
Valid.
We also got a short tickets are on sale trailer for Thunderbolts, which, yeah, okay, they're emphasizing the hopelessness of this scenario, which makes me think that, yeah, this isn't going to be as stupid as I think.
Yeah. Because it really is a thing of, there's always some way to beat villains and whatnot that is interesting in different ways, but it is a thing of, no, this is a villain that literally makes people disappear.
You cannot brute force it.
Yeah, how do you actually fight against something like that? Like, he just looks at somebody, snaps his fingers, and they are literally turned into a shadow. How the fuck are you supposed to
It is Thanos' wet dream.
Yeah, for real.
No gauntlet required.
Well, I don't know, because Thanos' method was probably a lot more efficient. It looks like this guy has to actively look at all the people he's killing.
Yeah, you're right. But he doesn't need a glove.
True.
And it doesn't fuck up half his body in the process, so yeah.
Also true. His body's already fucked up. Checkmate, atheists.
I'm sure they're gonna talk no jutsu their way out of this one, and you know what? That's actually fine. Because some of the better Marvel climaxes are not just about punching the bad guy out of existence. For as much shit as I give Doctor Strange on a foundational level, the ending with Dormammu I've come to bargain, gangbusters, aces.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
No notes. So, I'm not complaining about the fact that they're completely out of their league. I could stand for a little more versatility in the roster, but again, that does seem to be part of the point, that it's not some carefully crafted team, it's just who's available.
Right.
And who Val was able to trick into coming along in this thing and then turning on her, or she turns on them, I don't know.
All aboard the hater school bus.
The hater school bus?
The hater school bus.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have less than a month.
Oh, that's right, it is. It's like, what, May 2nd?
Yeah, fuck. Oh,
yeah.
Oh god, all hands on deck, quick, this is not a drill!
Just...
Neither is the Megan 2.0 trailer.
I fucking hate this.
I can't wait.
This looks so... I say this realizing it's a sequel to Megan 1, which is an objectively stupid movie. This looks dumb as shit, and I don't give a fuck, and I'm probably gonna go see it in theaters with you.
Yeah! Oh, don't worry, I'll make a concession, because this comes out the same weekend as the F1 movie. So if you go see this one with me,
does?
I'll go see F1 with you.
Oh, fuck, how am I supposed to fit that in? Okay, alright. I mean, we'll make
Alternatively, I know we won't, because neither of us want to put ourselves through it, but how funny would it be if we swapped, and I saw F1, and you saw Megan?
No, I am absolutely seeing F1.
I know,
like, no matter
I know.
What. That would be funny. Honestly, I feel like it would... I mean, both sides would be funny, but I think it would be funnier to hear you talk about a racing movie with no assistance from me whatsoever, while also looking at it from a movie standpoint. I would be very interested to see how that would go.
What do you make of this? I think he probably killed the guy. I meant about being one of the best racers. Oh, I don't think he's real. What?
It's like, I was getting emotionally invested in this motherfucker, and then you tell me that?
What do you mean? I thought this was based on a true story. What do you mean this guy's fake? No, Megan looks awful, but somehow in a way that doesn't put me off of wanting to see it, but in a way of, you know, this is... I'm not going to say this is what I expected, but I feel like maybe I should have.
This isn't what I expected, but in hindsight, this is the natural evolution of this idea.
It's definitely more bonkers and off the wall and stupid.
Which I think is part of the reason why I'm not crazy about it, because even though the original movie was definitely really stupid, it did still lean into the horror aspect pretty hard. This doesn't give that vibe at all.
This is much more action comedy with some robot horror elements, but only a little bit. Emilia is terrifying. Megan is not.
No, she is not in the slightest.
You remember when I set that lab on fire? That won't happen again. Thank you?
Yeah, as I say, it's like, how am I supposed to trust you?
Yeah, no, it looks dumb, but I'm about it. Just tell you what, you let Katie live and you can kill Gemma.
Deal.
She does have a point. You can't really blame her for the flaws in her programming. She's literally made to do a thing, and the fact that she was made to do it poorly does not reflect on her.
Right.
Oh god, am I one of those assholes? Fuck. I hope not.
Oh no, we caught Cody advocating for AI over here.
Oh no, I meant one of the simps in the trailer who's like, she's a warrior princess. I know she's killed people, but I don't care. I care. I feel like the blame needs to go on Gemma, who should be in prison.
Right.
You made the fucking thing. And then, it's not really a trailer, but we also got, I'll put it here anyway, we got a sneak peek at Superman.
Yes, we did.
Crypto needs
is
some
an
better
asshole.
Training.
Crypto is a fucking asshole.
No, he's a precious cinnamon bun who just needs some extra training.
He's like, It's like, oh, my master called me. Oh, he's clearly in pain. Let me just jump on his completely broken body. Let me just jump all over his broken as fuck body.
Yeah, Superman's basically begging him to bring him to the Fortress of Solitude, and Krypto's just fucking around, jumping on him, sniffing around, getting excited. Mm. It's really funny, and it's pretty cute, even if it's a little horrifying, too.
Yeah.
But I like that. The Fortress of Solitude looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
I like that he's got a bunch of robot assistants.
Yeah, who are just oddly surprised to be there, it feels like.
There is no need to thank us, sir. We will not appreciate it.
Yeah.
But clearly some of them have emotions.
Yeah.
So, that's funny. Kryptonian tech is weird. I respect it. And then them powering him back up with solar radiation. I like that.
Ah, this is the power of Capri Sun!
By the healing rays of the sun!
Yeah.
No, I think this looks pretty good. Apparently it's sending people into a tizzy.
Is it now?
Yeah, because Superman, checks my notes, is injured and in pain.
Superman is very much capable of getting his shit pushed in.
Yeah, it can happen, especially when he's just starting out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's not just starting out in this, but he's still a little wet behind the ears. He's still a little fresh faced. He's a little green around the... No, that's Aquaman who's got gills. Does he have gills? I don't think he has gills, but you get what I mean.
Yeah.
No, I'm excited for this. I think this is going to be good.
Yeah, I think it looks very promising.
And I'm not just saying that because it's James Gunn. It's a big part of it, but it's not the only reason. Let's go to box office.
Let's do the box office.
We did not see the highest grossing movie this weekend.
Shocker.
Yeah, no, Minecraft movie took first place. $162.75 million domestic weekend and total, $313.45 million worldwide against a $150 million budget. It is already the third highest grossing movie of the year for extra sad points.
Oh boy.
And second place is Captain America Brave New World at just a little over 400, so Minecraft is about to eclipse that.
Yeah, as I say, there's no way, especially if it has a $150 million budget, unfortunately, there's no way that movie does not make a profit.
And I mean, I can't judge. I didn't see it. I saw the trailers and said, that's enough. That's good enough. As a child, I yearned for the mines.
And now I just yearn for blood.
No, so I can't properly make a statement on what that means for the state of cinema, although it feels a little grim. But, hey, you know what? Whatever gets butts in seats. Parents, maybe take your kids to see some other stuff.
Yeah. Expand their horizons a little bit. I had to stop myself from making the introduce R. Kelly to older women joke.
Maybe bring him to go see the monkey. Maybe bring him to go...
Hello, brother.
Maybe bring him to go see Gundam G-Quacks.
Yeah. Where people totally don't get maimed in that movie.
Maybe bring the kids to go see Companion or Mickey 17.
Yeah. Ugh.
No, I'm kidding. Don't. I mean, depending on your kid.
Yeah, but realistically, for 90% of kids, don't bring them to, honestly, any of those movies.
Maybe if they're cool.
Mm-hmm.
But no, the movie we did see, Hell of a Summer, that took 9th place.
Okay.
$1.765 million domestically this weekend, and in total, no worldwide release info, which implies to me it might have just released domestically. $3 million budget, though, so it doesn't have to do too much to turn at least a little bit of a profit.
Right.
However, I am neither surprised nor particularly... I guess I'm a little disappointed by that box office performance, but not tremendously. I get it. I get it.
It's not a surprise.
I like this a lot, however, I also acknowledge it's kind of... It's a directorial debut. It's rough around the edges, but it's something. It's a little shallow, it's a little derivative.
Yeah.
What it is a comedy horror slasher directed by Finn Wolfhard and Billy Brick. Brick? Mm-hmm. I still don't know how you pronounce that. And it's about, gasp, a killer at a summer camp.
Yeah, totally an original idea.
What a novel concept.
Mm.
I can't think of anything. Oh, right, what am I saying? Of course, Scooby-Doo Camp Scare did this ages ago.
Oh my god.
Except nobody died? So I guess... this is kind of novel. Wait, what am I saying? Sleepaway Camp, obviously.
Oh, jeez.
It's funny because the main character in this is literally named Jason.
Oh, that's right, he is!
Yeah.
Man, I can't believe that didn't register with me at all.
Right? That was kicking around the back of my brain the entire time.
That's about as subtle as a shotgun shell to the face, and I somehow missed that.
Wow. Amazing. No, so yeah, what's his name? Fred Hetchinger? Hetchinger? Whatever. He's playing Jason. He's a 24-year-old who's been going to camp over and over and over again as a counselor. His mom is sick of his shit.
Yeah.
But he's always very excited. He's a little overeager. He's a little off-putting. He's kind of a dweeb. He's a nerd. He's a Weenie Hut Jr. patron, that's for sure. In fact, one might even say he's a patron of Super Weenie Hut Jr.
Right.
Yeah, so he's at camp. He's very excited. Most of the other counselors who are there aren't. And then a killer starts picking them off, one by one. And it becomes a matter of figuring out who this killer is and how do you survive, and it's pretty funny.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a good time on that front.
I feel like I'm ranking it too highly by putting it in a very good movie. But I like it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm looking at it, and it feels a little wrong that I've got one of them days in This Is Decent, but I've got Hell of a Summer in a very good movie. That feels wrong.
I feel like, I mean, I don't know how your ranking system works or anything like that, but I feel like if it was me, Hell of a Summer would be on the very bottom of It's a Good Movie, and one of them days would be at the very top of Decent.
I mean, it technically works out that way, but I'm not ranking these in the tier, it's just kind of by release date.
Right.
But that is how it technically shakes out, but that's not how I intended to rank it, and that still feels wrong. Like, I feel like I probably had a better time at one of them days than I did at Hell of a Summer. But how good of a time I had is not the only measure of how a movie ends up where it does. I mean, I had a great time at The Monkey, and that still ended up in It's Stupid and Terrible, but I'm about it.
Fair.
I didn't have the worst time at Love Hurts, but it's still one of the most movies of all time.
Didn't you say that you had to make a new category for a movie? Yeah,
The Woman in the Yard. It's in Try Asking Again, because I still don't know. That's not the whole tier name. The whole tier name is just Try Asking Again, but...
Fair.
No, I mean, I feel like the problem with this one... I'm gonna keep looking at this. I need to figure out where this goes. I feel like the problem with this one is that it's a little too on the nose to be a meta slasher. But it's also too stupid to be an effective regular slasher.
Right.
It's a very curious combination. And I mean, again, it's a directorial debut from Wolfhard and Brick, or Break, I still don't know how you pronounce it. But it's certainly competently made, and it certainly got a lot of love for the slasher genre.
Yeah.
So I respect that. And the characters are all distinct. I don't remember half of their names, but they're all distinct.
They are all distinct. They're likable? ...
They're all unique flavors of asshole, I'll give them that.
They are all very much unique flavors of... I feel like... Well,
what are the flavors of asshole?
Enter the... Is this the 36th flavor of asshole?
The 14 Fists of McCluskey. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, everyone who's present is a different flavor of asshole, with the possible exception of Claire.
Claire's still an asshole. She's the more justified asshole who's sick of everybody else's shit.
You know, she's... Actually, yeah, she is the most justified asshole. Called him a fucking idiot. Oh, no, she didn't mean that. I 100% fucking meant that.
Actually, you know what? I'd rank Shannon as slightly less of an asshole than her. Because Shannon's not really an asshole, except when it's completely called for. Claire veers a little into getting snippy at literally everybody, even for...
justifiable reasons.
I still feel like it's Shannon, then Claire, maybe Chris. Honestly, I think Chris might be the least asshole.
Shannon's the wicked girl, right?
No, Noelle's the Wiccan girl.
Oh, okay.
Shannon is Chris's girlfriend.
Ah, right. Alright.
Yeah, the one who keeps calling Bobby out and all his bullshit.
Hmm.
Noelle is still an asshole because of the fact that she's clearly wrong about so much of this shit.
Yeah.
But nobody ever calls her on it or questions it. They just go along with it.
Hmm.
Miley's an asshole because... Not because vegan, but because she's a particularly obnoxious flavor of vegan.
Yeah, who, I guess, has to have a battle with her own hypocrisy.
And then lost.
And then very much lost, but we'll get into that.
Look, I respect the struggle, I respect losing the fight. I don't respect the sneaking around to lose the fight.
Yeah.
Frankly. Some of these characters are a spoiler to rank, so I should probably stop.
Yeah.
You know what? I feel like there's a low tier of assholes and there's a high tier of assholes. By which I mean there are... The most assholish are probably Mike because he's full of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Demi because she's a self-absorbed narcissist. Ari because of his fucking peanut allergy.
I would put Mike above Ari. Ever so slightly.
Oh yeah, I'm not ranking these ones, I'm just saying there's a tier.
Oh, okay, fair. Yeah, well Mike
They're
I would
all
say
in
is
that
in the
tier.
upper tier. Is in the upper tier myself.
And then you've got Miley the vegan who's in like lower mid tier.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where it starts getting ranked. You've got Miley in lower mid tier. You've got Ezra in I think solid mid tier because he's the obnoxious theater kid. He's pretty funny.
He is pretty funny.
And then you've got Noelle in the upper mid tier, where she's mostly innocent, except for the parts where she's a fucking idiot.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the upper tier, you've got Chris and Shannon and Claire.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably say that's the descending order of assholishness.
Right.
Oh, right, Bobby. Bobby, I would say, goes in mid-tier because he starts off in low tier and then gradually becomes mid-tier.
It's really a shame because there is a carry-on with this list, but it actually spoils one of the best jokes in the movie.
Yeah. The funny thing is, Bobby is actually played by Billy Brick, and also, or Brick, I still don't know how you pronounce it, and Finn Wolfhard is playing Chris, so that's the two directors.
Oh, that's right, they are the directors, aren't they?
Yeah. You know what, I'll put Jason in the upper mid-tier or lower high tier, because he means well, but he's a fucking idiot. He's kind of like Noelle.
Yeah, well, it's because Jason is definitely not innocent in those aspects.
No.
Hmm.
If anything, I'd say Claire is less of an asshole than Jason because Claire is more honest about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like how, so far, so much of this discussion has just been who's the bigger asshole.
Who's the biggest... Well, my fear in this is that because this is, once again, a comedy movie and definitely leans a lot more on the comedy than the horror, talking about this in a decent way without spoiling anything is going to be difficult.
You know what? I finally decided it has to go into This Is Decent. It can't go higher than that because there's no really good kills.
That's fair.
There isn't anything super standout. I mean, there's nothing...
There's nothing bespoke. There's no avant-garde murder.
There's no taking a fucking fish hook or whatever, or a giant fucking meat hook, and shoving it so far through someone's back that it comes out their stomach, and then looping it around and pulling their head through their stomach. Go see In a Violent Nature if you haven't already, and if you're not squeamish.
Yeah, for real. Jesus Christ.
But there's nothing like that, and I feel like in this day and age, you kind of need at least one. You know?
One of those on that level.
None of the kills are particularly bad, there's just nothing stand out. There's no moment where I go, oh, that's impressive!
Right.
So because of that, while I do grade horror movies on a slightly more lenient curve, I do have to bump this down to This Is Decent, and I'm starting to think that One of Them Days probably needs to move up to a very good movie, because that was fucking funny.
Right.
Which counts for a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this is coming together nicely. Yes. Yeah. If I've got Dogman in a very good movie, one of them days probably needs to be. If I've got Hard Eyes is much better than this this one. What was I thinking?
Wait, you think Hard Eyes is better than
Hell
of the Summer?
Yeah, because you know what? Hard Eyes manages to...
Oh, that's right. No, I still haven't seen Hard Eyes, so never mind.
No, but Hard Eyes manages to be a very effective parody and actual example of a slasher movie all at the same time. This waffles too much between the two.
Understandable.
So for that reason, yeah, okay, I've solidified this. It's in This Is Decent. I don't know what I was thinking. What I was thinking was and I mean, this is decent for a directorial debut. That's good. It's decent. That's not a bad showing. I hope they get to make more, because I'm curious to see what they can do with a little more experience. And I say that, God, that's such an arrogant thing to say when I haven't made a fucking movie. But I've made a podcast. That's pretty much the same thing.
Hell yeah.
Can you even fucking imagine?
Some of the episodes are as long as movies. So that's
shorter ones.
Yeah, that has to count for something, right?
Some of them are at least as long as Dumbo, so... The original, not the Tim Burton... Fuck! Sorry, I get real mad every time I think about the pink elephant scene in the Tim Burton Dumbo movie. It's just very upsetting.
Right.
Do we do a spoiler section?
I don't know. Because on one hand, there's some really good jokes in this movie I want to talk about. On the other hand, I am also actively feeling my attention span waver.
No, you know what? I do have something to talk about in the spoiler section. And I'll give this movie some credit over it. I did not guess the killer.
No, so it's funny because the both of us actually called a good number of, like, small things, which on its own was kind of fucking funny. But we didn't call the killer. We were both wrong on the killer.
Yeah, I got a couple of jokes right, but the killer, I changed my guess twice.
And both guesses were wrong.
Both were wrong. Well, I should say I changed my guess twice, but I had two separate guesses, and both of them ended up being wrong. So,
yeah,
the movie did successfully bamboozle me, and you know what? It's kind of it feels like an honest play. It feels like, if I were to go back and rewatch this movie, I would probably think, oh, you know, yeah, there's nothing saying this couldn't be the case. Okay. Yeah, alright. It's really funny. I had the idea sitting in the movie theater near the end of the movie where I was just like, okay, for some reason, I'm really tickled by the idea of watching a mystery movie or a slasher for the first time, and every time a death happens, just rewinding and breaking out a flowchart going, alright, so let's see, last known position of each character, this person was here and this person was there, I guess it could still be them, unless they're doing a fake out, maybe they're not actually dead, or maybe they are, I don't know, I guess...
It's the whole aliens are real meme with, like, the dart board and all.
Yeah. It's that Always Sunny in Philadelphia meme, except now it's who's the killer. I don't know, that just makes me laugh thinking about it. I want to try that at some point, but I probably don't. I'll get very bored of it.
Right.
So, if you don't want to get spoiled on Hell of a Summer, it's worth watching.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I won't say don't go see it. It's not bad. It's just not particularly standout, and that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not standout in the soul-draining, oh god, why am I wasting my life? Just in the, I can see the potential here, but it's not fully realized kind of way.
Understandable.
Where you're disappointed more than you're bored. But you're not really disappointed because you're still having a decent time. You can see the strings and the cracks and where it could be better. But if you don't want to get spoiled on this one, make sure to click away in 3, 2, 1. I feel like the biggest thing I called was the fucking peanut allergy.
That was great. Because there is a moment where, so, Ari, I think, is the one with the asshole with the peanut allergy, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he gets captured, and then you just go, the only death that's justifiable is if this guy gets force-fed peanuts. And then it just slowly pans to a jar of, specifically, Greg's peanut butter.
I was very pleased.
And I was just like, you know what? I think that counts.
However, I'm gonna take a couple of points off of my guess, because I was then like, okay, you have to take the knife and use it to spread the peanut butter on a sandwich and feed it to him that way. And as far as I could tell, that was not the case. Or if it was not filmed, or it did not make it into the movie. So I was not 100% right, but I got the spirit of the joke correct quite a bit before it happened. So I'm proud of myself for that.
To be honest, I feel like the whole thing with the peanut butter is the first clue in that, alright, whoever the killer is actually one of the people here, because there's no way that a random killer would know that this dude was allergic to peanuts.
Unless they were hiding out in the woods, because, I mean, he was loud enough about it.
Yeah. 26%. I like how, when he says 26%, both the movie and the small handful of the people in front of us all have, in the movie theater with us, all have a small pause before going,
huh?
What?
And then he spits some bullshit statistic or something. I don't remember what it was.
And it's funny because when he says, I'm like, how do you quantify that? And the people behind us are like, how? What? How? How do you find out about that? It's something to amaze when everyone, even if it's like a small group of like 8 people overall, it's kind of funny hearing everyone in the room being like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That was good.
That was very funny.
I will say one of my favorite moments, and I don't necessarily know why, is the juxtaposition of Shannon and Claire and Bobby and Chris talking about Chris going down on Shannon when you would usually expect in this kind of movie it was the other way around. And she's just like, yeah, we were watching Spider-Man 2 and just, there he went. Wait, that movie's 2 hours and 7 minutes.
So it's just like, credits roll, it's like, well, time to go to work!
No, I think the implication is he was doing that for most of the movie, which, more power to him.
Yeah, but it is a fun, kind of hilarious juxtaposition between the both conversations, because Claire just he's hearing the story and goes, oh, he's the perfect man. And then
Bobby just goes, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Or you're a sucker, or something like that.
Yeah.
No, but Bobby's not an asshole, he just looks and acts like one.
That was really good. Well, it's especially good just because of the way he delivered it. Why do you hang out with Bobby? It's like, what do you mean? He's such an asshole. It's like, well, you know, he's not actually an asshole. He just looks and sounds like one. Like, just the dry delivery of that was perfect.
Because it's genuine. It's a genuine. No, man, look, if it looks like a duck and shits like a duck, it's probably an asshole.
Yeah. Oh god, what was the thing that... I know I called at least one thing in this movie.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure. What was it? It was relatively early on, too.
Do I just start writing down your stuff?
Yeah, I probably need to, because, when it happened, I just went, is this what it feels like to chew 5 gum? Just, this feeling of, because it was one of those things where it's I got it right, and I don't know if that's good.
Oh! You got the 2 killers!
Oh, yeah, I did get the 2 killers.
Yeah!
Yeah, I didn't expect who the 2 killers were going to be, but it's or there's 2 killers. And it happened right at the scene where I think they kill Noelle.
Yeah.
Which was also kind of weird, because one of them just stabs Noelle, and she just drops and goes, oh, finally. I'm just like, what?
It's kind of sad.
It was a little
sad. But a little bit funny.
Mm-hmm.
No, so it's Mike and Demi. The killers are Mike and Demi, who are 2 of the first victims, we think. But we never see Demi actually get killed. We just see what seems to be her corpse covered in blood, and then it disappears. Which should have been a hint.
Yeah, it's funny just because I realized at a certain point, there is no explanation for all of the blood in her room at that point.
Could be someone else's blood. Or it could be... It could be makeup. Because, I mean, the only person who correctly identifies it as blood is Noelle, who is full of shit.
No, that's true. Yeah.
When she tries to pin it on Jason using a fucking Ouija board.
And then, Jason, again, is pretty good in this, just because, well, first off, the whole thing of them going to, the main room, the main hub for the camp, trying the landline phone, and goes, the line's been cut. I've always wanted to say that.
Well, that's Ezra.
Oh, that's Ezra who says that.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops.
Because Ezra's a dramatic theater bitch.
Right, yeah.
Who I feel a little attacked by. I'm doing a gritty reimagining of Pinocchio. Very political.
I kind of want to see that, in all honesty.
You know,
like, just a little bit.
Maybe it'll be Pinocchio unstrung.
Yeah, no, that was wild. And just the whole thing with Mike at the end, where he's trying to kill Bobby. Or no, kill,
No, he's trying to kill Bobby.
Yeah, kill Bobby. And then just the whole exchange between them that just gets increasingly more insane. Dude, are you hard right now? It's like, no, don't look at that! Don't look at that! It's just like,
do you have any idea how
on?
good pussy is after you kill somebody? Is it that much better?
Inquiring minds want to know. Or actually, no, they fucking don't.
Nah, I don't need to know that. Thanks. No, Bobby gets at least one good line of, "No, you classically handsome piece of shit."
Yeah. That was good.
No, I thought, I at first was dead sure the killer was actually Jason. Both because of the name, and because he's too try-hardy to be friendly. The motivation is clearly there because nobody appreciates or respects him. The fact that he says John and Kathy asked him to come back, but we never see any indication of that, and also it really doesn't look like they need the help with that many counselors, so why would they call him back specifically?
And the fact that it's a thing of, like, he made up the whole, like, camp leader role.
And he's good enough with a bow and arrow where it's like, okay, there's clearly some athleticism here, so he could pull it off. He's talking about, oh yeah, I went to the gym. It's like, or you've been practicing murdering people. I don't fucking know.
Yeah. And you still go to summer camp and you're 40 fucking years old.
I'm 24!
Just the way they all say yeah, it's just the most school field trip way possible, too.
That was really funny.
That was very good.
So I thought it was him until partway through the movie when it's clearly not, and then when Claire goes to rescue him, I thought it was Claire.
I was partially thinking Claire's like, okay, so it could be Claire, because Claire also hates everyone here, and she especially can't stand how disrespectful they are of Jason.
Right.
So it could be Claire.
And maybe she's just faking not being good at athletic activities.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it turns out it's Mike and Demi. They're a couple. They're killing for the attention of it. Demi wants to be famous, and Mike rightfully points out, we're going to spend the rest of our lives in jail. Why don't we just frame Jason? And she's like, fine. And then she gets shot in the eye with an arrow.
Yes. That
was pretty good.
Yeah, that was pretty good. With a pretty good, but definitely transparent callback as well.
Yeah. No, that's one of those, it's an old trope, but it's a good one. It's Chekhov's bow and arrow, I suppose.
Chekhov's arrow.
Chekhov's bow and arrow, yeah.
Chekhov.
I don't know that I've got a lot else to talk about in the spoiler section, but there is one other bit that was really funny, and it's Bobby washing the car that they used to get to camp, him and Chris, and Demi walks up to him and asks if it's his, and he says, yeah, and Shannon just comes up, no, it's not. It's Chris's. And then Demi just goes, why are you washing Chris's car? And Shannon just goes, that's a great question, Bobby. Why are you washing Chris's car? And just, she's phrasing it innocuously, but it's just, you can feel the shit-eating grin of, not only did I catch you in this fucking bullshit, now I'm going to just fucking embarrass you more.
Yes, that was good.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, this is not a bad movie. It's just not a particularly, especially unique or standout one.
Right.
And I feel like with comedy slashes in particular, you kind of want to have something to say about the genre. And I don't know that this does, aside from this sure is one of them.
Yes, indeed.
You got anything else?
Not particularly.
Alright, so that should about wrap that up. In which case, thanks for watching, everybody. Next week, there's a few different options again. I don't know that I really want to see any of them.
That's encouraging.
Because there's The Amateur, which is the one where Rami Malek is an analyst who decides to go rogue after somebody murders his wife.
Right.
There's Drop, which somehow is the leading one for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, there's another one, and I think this one might be a little more your speed, but it's not really mine. Warfare, which is a war action film directed by Ray Mendoza and Alex Garland, and it's based on Mendoza's experiences during the Iraq War. And it's a real-time following of a platoon of Navy SEALs on a mission through insurgent territory.
Okay.
And it's got... Oh! The actor who plays Mike, DeFaro Wunatai. I'm so sorry, because I probably butchered that.
Butchered that, yeah. I mean, you did better than I did.
Oh, Will Poulter's in it. Joseph Quinn's in this? Oh, that's tough. It's just not really my bag, you know?
Yeah, that's fair.
But I have some real good times with films that aren't really my bag, sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it doesn't matter, we'll see. Regardless of what we end up seeing, this has been Under the Bridge with Cody, aka the Scarlet Troll.
And with Greg, aka Greg.
And we'll catch you all next week.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye!